But, as it turns out...
You have been chosen, Buffy.
To do what?
To stop the vampires.
Does Elvis talk to you?
So, you know how Buffy the Vampire Slayer has been extremely popular for years? Despite being off the air for 2 decades, Disney swooped in and purchased the rights to it when they acquired Fox in 2019. That's significant because Disney controls a lot of properties, and having Buffy in their lineup offers them a lot of power. Let's dive deeper. Buffy is always gaining new fans thanks to streaming sites like Hulu. It's as if people are always falling in love with Buffy, Willow, Xander, and the gang. Furthermore, with actresses from the show still making waves in Hollywood like Sarah Michelle Gellar and Allison Hannigan, the buzz sounding Buffy only grows. But this is when things become really fascinating. Dolly Parton, the country music legend, revealed that there is considerable behind-the-scenes effort being done to bring Buffy back to life. She used the term revamping, which is simply a fancy way of stating they are giving it a new appearance and feel. You know, there were rumors about a new Buffy series in 2018, but it never occurred. But fans aren't giving up hope. The thirst for additional Buffy stories has never decreased thanks to comic books and audio adventures set in the Buffy universe. People can't get enough of these vampire slaying adventures. From 1997 to 2003, the original Buffy series aired 7 exciting seasons. There was a long time to be fighting bloodsuckers, but Buffy made it look simple. Let's not forget Angel, the 5-season spin-off series. It seemed like a double dose of divine goodness, similar to the Buffy series. So now that Disney is in charge, they can decide whether a Buffy comeback will take place. It's all up to them. However, given the current situation, it appears to be a no-brainer. The fans are eager for more Buffy, the performers are on board, and there is already a lot of love for the Buffyverse out there. Will we ever see a new Buffy series? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the Scooby Gang's adventures are far from finished, and fans will be waiting with stakes in place for whatever comes next. Dolly Parton, the iconic country music diva, recently discussed the potential of a new Buffy the Vampire Slayer series. She was actually linked to the original show through her company, Sand Dollar Productions. Although she was not given recognition, she did have a role behind the scenes. She is now hinting at a possible resurrection. She added that they are still thinking about it and working to make it happen. But, you know, her words don't provide much information about what the next series would look like. We're left wondering which course they intend to follow. It's unclear whether the revival will actually take place. We've seen attempts at full reboots before, but they sometimes come apart. On the other hand, reuniting the original cast for a revival is another option. So while Parton's statements are intriguing, they do not fully explain the riddle. At least we know that someone is working to bring Buffy back to the screens. It's amazing to consider how Dolly Parton, a well-known musician, has ties to a TV series like Buffy. This demonstrates how interwoven the entertainment industry is and can be. Her role in the series could indicate that she knows what's going on behind the scenes of the revival. However, it is possible that she is simply expressing some opinions she overheard. It's normal for fans to become enthusiastic when they hear about a potential return of a cherished show like Buffy. It's like reconnecting with old friends and discovering what adventures they're up to now. However, there is also some nervousness. Will the new series capture the enchantment of the original one? Looking back, the original Buffy series was a pioneer in a numbering ways. It combined unfamiliar genres such as horror, drama, and comedy. And don't forget the strong, complex characters, particularly Buffy, who was a badass female lead in an era when that wasn't so prevalent on television. So if they do bring it back, they'll have to fill some large shoes. The world has changed dramatically since Buffy first debuted. Technology has advanced, storytelling has progressed, and societal challenges have changed. So if they decide to revive Buffy, they must find a way to make it relevant to today's audience while also recognizing what made the original so popular. It's also important to consider the current level of television streaming. With the rise of streaming services and binge-watching culture, there is greater demand than ever on shows to distinguish apart and keep people interested. A Buffy return would need to figure out how to compete with all of the other entertainment calling for our attention. Nostalgia is a powerful force. The mere thought of a Buffy resurrection has fans thumping with excitement. It's like tapping into a collective memory of when the Slayer took over our television screens. And if they can capture even a small portion of that enchantment in the new series, it may be something truly unique. Back in 2010, when there were rumors of developing a new Buffy movie, the Vampire Slayer film starring Vanessa Hudgens, it never happened. Things became complicated in 2018 when it was revealed that a revival series was in development. Joss Whedon, the original show's creator, was on board as an executive producer, with Monica Owusu-Breen serving as showrunner. They intended to bring Buffy back with a focus on diversity and addressing modern subjects. However, by 2022, everything appeared to have stalled. The show was placed on pause, which means that they ceased working on it for a period. Since then, there hasn't been much information about the Monica Owusu-Green version of Buffy's comeback. Now, let's examine the original Buffy series and its spin-off Angel. Both of these shows are available on Hulu, allowing fans to continue enjoying the vampire-slaying escapades anytime they choose. So basically, there's been a lot of enthusiasm and theory about Buffy returning to the TV screens, beginning with movie speculations and continuing with revival series plans. However, for the time being, everything is up in the air, and fans will have to make do with rewatching the original series on Hulu while they await any details on the resurrection. Many fans would be thrilled if Buffy the Vampire Slayer returned with its original cast. The show's popularity during its original run from 1997 to 2003 was largely due to the connection between its key cast members. Sarah Michelle Gellar, who portrayed Buffy, and David Boreanaz, who played Angel, are important characters who would be difficult to replace. Thankfully, many of the original cast members have expressed interest in returning for another sequel. James Marsters as Spike, Charisma Carpenter as Cordelia, Anthony Stewart Head as Giles, Nicholas Brendan as Xander, Alyson Hannigan as Willow, Michelle Trachtenberg as Dawn, Emma Caulfield as Anya, and Eliza Dushku as Faith are all expected to return. Each of them contributed something unique to their characters, and seeing them again on film would be amazing. This ensemble's reunion would be a pleasure for both old and new fans. This would be an opportunity to return to a familiar environment and see where these folks are now. Furthermore, with today's technology and narrative approaches, there is so much room for fresh and thrilling adventures. Overall, a Buffy and the Vampire Slayer revival featuring the original ensemble would be genuinely exceptional. Let's look at the potential storyline for a Buffy and the Vampire Slayer remake. So, in the original series, Buffy was the chosen one, the Slayer charged with combating vampires and other supernatural foes. However, in the last season, something significant occurred. All potential Slayers around the world gained their powers as well. So imagine a world with several Slayers. This brings up a new set of possibilities for the story. Instead of focusing primarily on Buffy, we may follow other Slayers in different locations, each confronting unique problems. Consider this. Each episode could be about a Slayer in London combating a vampire nest, while another one could be a Slayer in Tokyo fighting a demon attack. What's truly cool about this setup is that it plays on concepts of empowerment and feminine strength. Buffy has always been more about than just killing demons. It was about demonstrating that girls can be powerful too, and with an army of Slayers, that message may become even more forceful. Furthermore, there's an abundance of myths to draw on. Buffy comics have broadened the world of the show by introducing new characters and mythology, so the writers wouldn't have to start from scratch. They could draw on all of that rich history to develop interesting narratives and characters. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching our content, then do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon for more updates like this, and don't forget to comment your thoughts below. They mean the world to us.